Hello, Earth Angel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your presence and all of your support in whatever way you are supporting me, even if you are just here listening. I'm really grateful for all of you. And I'm excited today to get into this reading. We're going to do a collective reading for the new moon in Aquarius. The energy is coming through right now. This is a timeless reading, so if you land on this reading at a different time in history than the new moon in Aquarius, these messages are still for you if they resonate with you, because spirit is timeless and that's just the way this works. So today we are going to bring through messages from Spirit about the energies for the collective right now for those of you listening. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. We're going to look into the current energies and whatever Spirit wants to highlight that we should have, that maybe we could put our focus on, and any advice that wants to come through as well. So we're going to get started. This is a celestite crystal, by the way. It is so beautiful. We're going to get started with the Work Your Light deck. It's feeling called to this one first. I hope you're all doing very well. The energies have really been something. We're moving out of Venus retrograde, and as of February 3rd, we're moving out of Mercury retrograde as well. So a lot of shifts, let's put it that way. So this is a perfect time to check in with Spirit and see what wants to come through. Wow, this came through yesterday as well. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? And whenever this card comes out, I really feel like it's not just about physical places you're being called to journey to, although that's relevant as well if you have been feeling like there's someplace special you've wanted to go. But this is often, to me, about the journey within, and maybe even doing some past life journeying. We'll get more into it in a minute. And then we have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So I'm feeling right from the start, just as we start off here, I feel like a lot of you are being called home, back to, I'm hearing back to source, but, back to your soul. You're being called home to your heart, to go deep inside and to really, really, really be honest with yourself and really look at what you are being called to journey into next, or what energy you're being called to journey with going forward. You've been cracked open. A lot of us have been going through this ever unfolding rose process. And I like that it is an ever unfolding rose in this deck, because it is quite beautiful what we bloom into, but the cracking open can be very intense. And I personally feel like I have been going through this process for at least the last year. It's very interesting, and I do feel like it has everything to do with the acceleration of consciousness that we're in with the ascension, because our hearts have to crack open. We have to release the armoring, release the burdens, release the old stories, the old lies and deceptions that we tell ourselves. And even though those storylines might not be comfortable, they are familiar, and they are all we have ever known. So to release this old world, to release even things that are no longer serving us, can be heartbreaking and painful. But as you see in this card, that process opens into a blooming rose. And so it is worth the journey. We know this, and this is why where are you being called to journey to, because you're being cracked open. What in your heart is calling? Where do you want to go within? Find the places within you that are sacred and have been, I'm hearing, that are sacred and have been forgotten by you or just neglected. Where do you need to journey to within yourself that will bring you forward into more expansion, into more of what you came here to do? And there's a lot of fears around this, I know, sometimes. And the Age of Light this card is just really, really validating that you've been training for this for lifetimes. This whole process, this cracking open, this journeying forward, this journeying inward. You came to do this work. I know many of you who, maybe all of you, who are subscribed and part of this to this channel and part of this community are starseeds and light workers, or at least very old souls if you don't label yourself those other things. And so, you came here for this time, for your whole life you came here, but especially for this time. We're all here. This is a really monumental time in history, and just know that you're being cracked open for a reason, and that you're not going to, this is not taking you down. That's what's coming through. This is not taking you down. This is not the end. This is not, the things that are breaking open in your life are not here to destroy you. They're here to take you further down your journey, your sacred journey. And in this card, I keep getting my attention called to this portal, and it feels like there's just such sweet peace over the sand. That sand looks so almost like the meditation sand that you use the little rake to work with in meditation. I think that's like I don't know if that's a Buddhist meditation maybe, or but it's like there's this peace within this. There's this peace, there's this beauty, and there's this peace. And then there's this opening, there's this portal, there's this moving through this dimension into another dimension so that you can journey into the frequency, into the timeline, into the purpose and the energy that your heart and soul are craving, that what you came here for, what's calling to you. I hope this is resonating for you so far. This is really beautiful. What else, Spirit? What else for the collective? Whoops. New moon in Aquarius. This one came out first. Honor the masculine. Interesting, this came out before too. Respecting men, embracing the divine masculine. I think this is a very important message as we have so much focus on the divine feminine rising. We're bringing balance back into this world. We're bringing balance and unity consciousness in. And I think we do need to really honor the masculine, because there has been such an unhealthy representation of that energy on our planet. I mean, we do see the healthy representation too, of course. And that's what is being asked here, is to honor that. Honor the masculine, the gifts of the masculine energy, not only within men, although I think that's important, but also within ourselves. We all embody both masculine and feminine energy. So lately I really have been getting that message that many of us are being asked to bring focus and attention into honoring the masculine within ourselves, and really cultivating healthy masculine traits and encouraging that in the world, in our friends, our partners, our siblings, our children. Really honoring both energies. love how his like heart is wide open. It's like he's being cracked open too. The masculine is being cracked open as the divine feminine energies continue to literally bombard the planet from within and without. We're all being cracked open. The masculine within us is so ready to receive this new energy, this new level of union, really. And then, oh yes, and so then the card came out, sacrifice. There are those worth making a sacrifice for, and there are those that will destroy you. I know this message seems a little heavy in some ways, but it really is an important piece to understand. And you know, this is honoring the masculine as well within you. You know, because sometimes the feminine aspect of ourselves, whether you're male or female, sometimes the feminine energies within us are too giving, too sacrificing. You know, like the mother, which is great, you know, the mother energy is great when it's a small child, but that you're sacrificing for. But sometimes we use that energy and we sacrifice way too much in areas or with people or with situations or projects that really, in a way, I guess the way to put it, you know, is like don't really deserve that level of energy from us. So honoring the masculine within you will help bring balance to you if this is something you've been struggling with, if you've been giving too much and sacrificing too much in any area of your life. So it's important to remember that there are some things that are worth sacrificing for, and some people who are worth sacrificing for, and there are some who are not. And honoring the masculine within you will help you bring discernment to that experience. The mirror. Know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. So this is telling me there's a lot of mirroring going on in your life right now. And you can use it as an opportunity, Spirit's asking you to use it as an opportunity to grow and to see more of your beauty and to get to know yourself better, because so anything that's triggering you. And I'm also hearing like if something's triggering you in the way of like, oh, I wish I had that, or that person's so lucky, or they have so much. So those kind of triggers too, Spirit's asking you to really look in the mirror and examine where that's coming from. Because whatever you're seeing in someone else, you have within you. Whatever you want, actually, you already have. It's just a matter of discovering it. And when you discover it within yourself, you come into that frequency and that resonance. And then that reflects, you attract that back to you. So this is mirroring. The mirroring can help with the discernment too. Know thyself. See who you really are. And more will be revealed. More will be clear. You will have better discernment. Oh wow, this is so interesting. You guys got Imrama twice. In this particular deck, like see Imrama, it's spelled differently, but same concept in a way. So you're really being called to journey. And this one says, wonder voyage, crossing deep waters, pilgrimage, journey of the soul. And that's what I was getting from the first Imrama card, is that there's a journey of the soul happening for you right now. Things are unfolding. Things are opening up, coming into balance or asking for more balance. That might feel like you're being asked for more sacrifice. But you're really being asked to bring more balance and energy into your life. So try to really examine the things that are challenging you. Examine the triggers. Examine any old stories that are swimming around, I'm hearing like causing problems with this journey, like resistance in the journey. The journey is, you've done it before, you've done this journey, you have been training for this for lifetimes. So this journey is innate. And it's only the fears and insecurities that are holding you back from this deeper experience of knowing yourself better. And it's time. I'm hearing Spirit say right now that it's time. Take the pilgrimage you need. It'll be worth it. Even cracking you open, it's okay. I'm hearing that you're not going to be satisfied until you make this leap, until you take this journey. And like for some of you, this is actually a physical journey. That's leading to this like journey of the soul, or will activate it. And so, this mirror is part of the journey. The mirror can help show you the way. And the last card that popped out, is falling in love. Kissing the divine in another and in yourself. Ooh. So this is the journey, right? This is the journey home. Falling more in love with yourself. For some of you, this might be that you're actually going to fall in love with another human as well, in a romantic way. So if that resonates for you, then this is a confirmation from Spirit that this particular love that's coming to you is part of your soul's journey, and you're being encouraged to take it. That only will resonate for some of you. And for the rest of you, this is like a falling in love with your life, falling in love with your soul, falling in love with your gifts, falling in love with your purpose, falling in love with who you are, your life, whatever it looks like right now. Because loving your life will bring it more abundance and vibrancy. When you are grateful for the things in your life, when you appreciate the things you have, more can come. I'm just going to set this one in the center because that's so beautiful. Some light language is wanting to come through for you guys. So for those of you who are not familiar with light language, it's the language of the angels, the language of the soul. It can be very healing, it can be very transformational for people. And if you want to know more about it, you can look at my website. I have information there, angelicearthresonance.com. You are so supported and you are so loved. I hope you can feel this activation that's happening within the heart chakra right now. I feel my own heart racing a little bit, speeding up. Arakia enese una bakia nase no shukun. Ena sanandare atrakios. Evatu amash enehia nakaras. Elahiu uku avesati ana. So much happening on the planet right now, you guys. So much moving, so much grace. I mean, really, it's easy to lose sight of that because we are journeying into so many different, we are cracking open, I should say, the ever unfolding rose. So sometimes it's easy to lose sight of exactly how high the frequency really is raising and how much is possible. How much peace is possible right now, how much easier it is to manifest. So really make sure that you are, this is part of why we're being called to journey deep into our soul, is because we are being asked to manifest our purpose for the new earth, our purpose for, you know, our basically manifest our dreams. And that's going to require a deep dive, you know, because we have this incredible power to manifest right now. So we have to be careful what we're manifesting. So we need to take a deep dive in and make sure that we are in alignment with our soul's calling. Here we have from the Fairy Tarot, the Two of Winter, which is the Two of Swords in traditional tarot. And this is indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. I feel like that message is very self-explanatory and kind of nails it. I feel like that's relevant for a lot of you. You're going through some indecision here. Make the decision that's right for you, the decision from your heart. And this is also why you're being called to journey inward or journey to sacred places that help align you, because you've been training for this for lifetimes, and you know that you're ready to make a choice that's for you and it's not for anyone else. And, you know, you can't decide from your mind. You have to decide from your heart. And you will have victory over this experience. When you choose from your heart, you will be victorious. This is the Six of Spring, which is the Six of Wands. In traditional tarot, wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring rewards, success, and maybe even public recognition, if that resonates. So follow your heart. Spirit's saying you're not going to lose. You can't lose if you follow your heart. You've got it. So let's get one more maybe from this deck. Okay, there we go. I'll just take this one then. Oh, and the one underneath. So moon, the moon. Right now I'm feeling like before I even read the bottom part, the moon to me right now is talking about a few different things, but one of the things it's talking about is the subconscious or the unconscious. And this is another, because I really feel like the theme, and I'm probably going to put that in the title actually, but I really think the theme of this reading is that you're being called to take this journey within. And part of the reason, another reason, is because when you do that, you will be able to access more of your subconscious or unconscious desires, truths, wisdom. You will remember more of who you are and what you came here to do, and it'll help you ground. It'll help bring you into confidence and more of a feeling of balance and wellness. This says, powerful intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. This is why you're being asked to journey. Because these epiphanies are right there. They're right underneath the surface. And, you know, the water here in both cards, both Emrama cards have water. So you're being called to go into your emotional depths and into the subconscious to really find this victory, to really find the success and the happiness that is waiting for you. The love, you know, the love in your life, the next level. Because many of you, and I'm really grateful for this, many of you are really happy, and that's in your lives. And so that's super awesome. And I'm really happy for you, and I'm really grateful that that's the way it is. And I want that to continue, and I know it will. And Spirit's really saying is like, there's just like, it's the for me, it's like, okay, also the ever unfolding rose. It's like there is potential for ever unfolding happiness. There is no limit to this experience of bliss, and our minds want to limit it, but really there is no limitation in this. And then there's number 5, unity. Change coming in, a change towards unity consciousness, a balance, an opening, a remembering. So unity, do the right thing for the right reason. Compare traditional versus the new approaches that you see. Which works for you? A spiritually minded community. So again, with going inward, you have a chance to really look at what's true for you. Look at the old ways, the traditional ways of doing things, and then think out of the box and think of new ways of doing things and new possibilities, and what would that look like? And allow yourself to be open into the idea of something bigger and something greater than what you are used to accepting as reality. Because there's a greater level of consciousness unfolding, a greater level of consciousness moving in. And new moon in Aquarius, you know, the Aquarian energy, we are in that energy. That is the unity energy. This is traditionally the Hierophant. So it's in traditional tarot. So it's interesting, this is unity in this deck, because it's not so much about, because to me, it's sometimes the Hierophant, you know, at least in traditional terms, can represent, like, you know, there's being a hierarchy almost in the spiritual realm, or at least in the secular spiritual realm. And so I really love that this card highlights unity, you know, that this isn't about, as we move into community and consciousness moving forward and into spiritual settings and spiritual communities, there doesn't need to be such an emphasis on hierarchy. Of course, people still have their roles and leadership is still an important one, but leadership is different than something being a hierarchy. So keep that in mind in your life and in relation to what is being asked here, and do the right thing for the right reason. Stay in integrity, regardless of what anyone has to say about it. Because ultimately, it's your self-love that will propel you forward into the life that you're looking for. And you will have success in this. You're absolutely going to come into balance even. The next card is balance, which is Temperance. Traditionally, Temperance. I actually really love this card in this deck. It's so, there's something so powerful and sacred about this image. The lifeblood pouring forth, the life force, bringing that into balance. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time, there's no rush. And that, you know, especially the way that states that also refers to unity consciousness, bringing everyone's input into consideration. And then two more came out, so you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Two of Autumn, which is the Two of Pentacles, traditionally. So a little bit about that indecision and also balance. So this is a little confirmation of that. It says, bring fun into everything you do, juggling multiple priorities or jobs. An exceptional talent for multitasking. So I think this is confirmation from Spirit that you are going to be able to do all of this, no problem. That you are going to bring things into unity and balance, and you're going to know, you're going to know what to sacrifice for and what not to. Okay, I just really messed that whole thing up. You're bringing it into balance. And then interestingly, the last card that came out is Ego. Number 15, which is traditionally the Devil card. And this is the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, and getting caught up in fear and worry. So there's no need to do that. That's the story of the past. That's what we're being called to let go of. And you're going to have powerful, intuitive epiphanies that are going to help you release these aspects of yourself that have been holding you back. as you journey inward, as you go deep into, you know, allowing yourself, maybe some journaling would be good, something like that. Bottom of this deck says it's time to release negativity. So maybe that's something that has been happening for you. And, you know, the ego card can kind of refer to that as well, that maybe there's been some things that have been negative thought patterns or situations or people that have been giving you the illusion that you're trapped. You know, maybe you believe that you can't get out of these situations, but you absolutely can. And you need to journey inward and look in the mirror a bit and really consider what's worth sacrificing and what's not worth sacrificing, or what's worth sacrificing for and what's not worth sacrificing for. So these are important things to consider going forward, is what I'm hearing for this reading. So we're going to get just a few more cards from the Moonology deck. Spirit, according to the highest good, what do we need to hear? It's a final message for this reading. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. I think the last full moon we had was a full moon in Cancer, actually. But a personal issue reaches resolution. That's what's happening through all this, I believe. You know better than me. Take it as it resonates. Oops. And don't let pride get in your way. I think that's a really important message. And I'm just getting called to the honoring the masculine card again. So I think, you know, don't be too proud. Allow yourself to come into balance, to soften. 2 full moon cards. Feeling like that's relevant as well. So, you know, your emotions can sometimes be really heightened. And we can get into this prideful state. So this is part of the experience of journeying within. Will help you balance these emotions. And also with the moon, you know, the moon can be emotional overwhelm. So try to stay conscious of that, because a personal issue is reaching resolution. So don't let pride stop you. And then interestingly, this came flying out of the deck. I don't know if you saw it, but a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. So for those of you where that falling in love card was relevant, and maybe for some of you, you're already in a relationship, but you're going to fall into a deeper level of love, or the relationship's going to the next level, and a new cycle is beginning. And to me, for those of you who are romantic cycle, I mean, this card's clearly saying a romantic cycle, but, you know, I believe this can be relevant in terms of, generally speaking, too, of just like with the new moon in Libra and that balanced, beautiful, I think is it Venetian energy? I don't know. No, I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't know. But this beautiful balanced energy kind of in this card reminds me of justice. So the Justice card in the tarot. So it's like, you know, things are coming into balance. A new cycle's beginning, and we got the balance card here with Temperance too. So a new cycle of balance and awareness and peace is coming for you. And bottom of the deck is, look at the bigger picture. And that's part of what the journey within will do as well. Will help you see the bigger picture and give you a greater sense of positivity and inspiration. So that's what I'm getting here for you today. I'm so grateful that you joined me in this video. If this reading resonated for you, please like down below or comment. I love to hear your comments and your experiences with the energies and with the readings. Whatever whatever I'm bringing through, please take what resonates for you. There might be things I'm saying that, or messages in the cards for you that I didn't highlight. So like know that whatever you receive, if something meant something different to you, that message is for you from Spirit. So if you have hung with me this long and made it all the way to the end of this video, I thank you so, so much for being here. I am so grateful to all of you, and I'm wishing you so much love and many blessings. This is a really beautiful reading, and there's so much beauty and good things on the horizon coming over the next few weeks. You are journeying into the depths and the beauty of who you are. So thank you so much. I love you, and I will see you next time. Blessings.